this video, I'll be finishing up with chapter 11 from Becoming Naomi Leon. I hope you enjoy it. A regular sound like a clock rocked me in a deep, gentle fog with no nightmares or dreams, just nothingness, over and over. Mist and motion, mist and motion. I felt suspended in a hammock of sleep, swaying back and forth. When I did wake in the morning, I felt as peaceful as a kitten after a long nap, until I blinked several times. Then the restfulness startled out of me. I sat up. Owen! Sleepy-eyed, Owen sat up and looked at me. We both grabbed the sides of our beds. The walls pitched and vibrated. An earthquake! Graham! I called, but there was no answer. I tried to think. What did they tell us to do in school? Stand in a doorway or a small bathroom? I struggled to get out of bed and to help Owen. I pulled him along behind me and tried to balance with one hand against the trailer wall, but I could hardly stay straight. The shaking kept up at a steady pace. Graham! I called again. I stumbled down the narrow hallway with Owen. For a second, I was afraid to look into the living room kitchen. I'd seen those earthquake movies and the reports on television. Nothing left on the walls. Cupboards open and dishes smashed on the floor. I leaned forward and peeked into the room. Graham and Fabiola sat at the drop-down table drinking coffee. Out the window behind them, cars sprinted by in the opposite direction. It wasn't an earthquake. Baby Beluga was moving down a highway. Through the window in the front of the trailer, I could see Bernardo's truck towing us with his trailer hitch. Lulu was perched next to his shoulder on the top of the seat, looking out the back windshield at us and panting. Luggage and boxes snuggled tight in the truck bed, tied in with rope. My eyes shifted to the counters inside Baby Beluga. They were stacked with boxes of groceries, bottled water, a 24-pack of Nature's Pure White Bar soap, and an economy box of transparent tape. I'd never seen Owen so happy. He jumped up and down the best he could, seeing how we were in a moving vehicle. He was giggling so hard he finally had to sit on the floor. Can Lulu ride back here with us? He asked between fits of clapping. No, said Graham. We are all moving into the safety of the truck as soon as Bernardo stops. Graham? I said, still holding on to the side of the trailer for balance. Naomi, in my wildest dreams, I never thought I'd uproot Baby Beluga. I told Skyla I'd go to the end of the earth to protect you, and I am fulfilling that prophecy. Besides, I always said you and Owen should know your Mexican history, so we are taking a holiday vacation to Mexico. To Oaxaca, said Fabiola, to see our family, and for La Navidad, Christmas. Fabiola said this as if it was something we had planned, like a regular event on the calendar that we never missed. She held up a big driving map of Mexico. A red marker lined our route. Lemon Tree is close to here, she pointed near Tijuana, which bordered San Diego. Then she unfolded the map full size. And we are going here. Fabiola tapped her finger on a state in Mexico that was almost near Central America. We might as well be driving to New York City for how far away we were headed. I took a step closer. Across the state were the letters OAXACA. Pointing at them, I asked, what does that mean? Fabiola laughed. It is the name of the state. It's pronounced Oaxaca. And here is this star. At this star is Oaxaca City, the capital of the state and the town where our family lives. They are very excited that we are coming. We have not seen them in too many years. But what about school? Asked Owen. Your winter break would have started the week after next anyway, and you don't start up again until January 8th. You're just missing an extra 2 weeks, said Graham. Yippee, cried Owen. I already called and left messages for your teachers, said Graham. Mrs. Maloney is going to collect our mail, water the plants, and feed Fabiola's chickens. I wish I could have told Blanca that we were leaving. She would have loved to know that I was on my way to Mexico. What if her mom got promoted to another value city before we got back? Would I see her again? I crossed the trailer and scooted in next to Graham. She put her arm around me. I looked out the window at the brown hills. Where we are on the lam, Graham said, and for good reason. Yesterday I met a nice young lady lawyer who had plenty to tell me. I got temporary guardianship of you and Owen. See this folder? Graham held up a thick envelope. I've got your birth certificates and my notarized papers right here. Graham glanced at Fabiola as if there was a secret passing between them. We have a court hearing the day before you go back to school, January 7th. Come to find out, we have a free legal aid office for folks like me right in Lemon Tree, and we have Clive to thank for giving me the idea. I just wish I'd known about such a thing sooner. Does Skyla know? She will as soon as she gets the notice. She's going to pitch a fit when she finds out. Naomi, I am taking a chance by going to court and letting a judge decide on us, and I could be opening another can of worms. But I don't see any other way. I scrunched up my forehead. But what if the judge says, "Don't even think about that," said Graham. The lawyer said the court would appoint a mediator, someone who isn't for one side or the other, to interview everyone involved, which means we will all get to answer. And on top of that, we're going to try and find your father and ask him to help us. The lawyer said the judge would weigh his wishes very heavily. He still has rights to you, too. If I can convince him to write a letter on our behalf, well, he's our ticket, Naomi, and we are going to find him. We just have to believe it. Her voice dwindled into a sigh. I wanted to believe it. I did. Do you know where our father, lives? The last I knew, he lived in Puerto Escondido, near the ocean. The only thing I know for sure is that he comes to Oaxaca City every year for a few days before Christmas for that radish carving festival on the 23rd. What if he won't help us? Santiago was always a good, kind man, said Graham. I have to believe that he hasn't changed and wants the best for you. I am locked on the prospect of finding him. Sitting so close, I could see dark puddles in the withered skin beneath Graham's eyes. Her hair had not been fluffed, and she looked smaller and older and more tired than I ever remembered. I suddenly wanted to scoop her up and rock her like a baby. I looked at Fabiola, studying the map, and I could see the back of Bernardo's head in the truck. I knew they hadn't been planning this trip. I turned to the window. 100 birds sat on a telephone line, and in one instance they released and lifted with stubborn determination, trailing across the sky towards somewhere. I patted Graham's hand, then reached across the table for my notebook. Turning to a clean page, I wrote 100 times, "We will find him. We will find him. We will find him." I hope you enjoyed that chapter. See you next time.